Hey guys, how you doing? My name is Derek Duga and I'm a PDI tech here at Primeaux RV. And today we're going to do a walk around on a 369 BHS Cougar. The front cap, as you can see, it's all new. They're built new from the ground up in 18. So on the front side here, we'll get started. On this side, you'll have a little light. It'll help you hook up. Here you'll have two docking lights. One is going to be the little light on the front cap that helps you hook up also, and the other one is the LED strips. So that's how you would work those two. In the front compartment, you'll notice this is where your battery's at. So this is going to run all your 12-volt stuff. When you plugged in, this will get charged, and when you hooked up to your truck, you also have a charge. You're going to have an inline fuse right here for your jack, so make sure you check that. If your jacks are not working, you're going to want to check that first. And remember, this is not maintenance free, so if it's going to stay plugged in and you're charging a lot, you're going to want to pull these caps. Make sure you have water and distilled water only. So on your front jacks and all the jacks on here, if something were to happen to where you cannot get them to work, on top of each jack you're going to have a little rubber grommet right here. You pull that off, you find the socket will go in here, and you can actually work each jack manually. That way you can get it off your truck or level it or whatever you need to do. So here in the front pass-through storage, you're going to notice going through the camper, any light that's going to have this little eye on top. On the switch itself, one side is going to have one mark, the other side is going to be two. If you put it on one, the light will stay on for you. If you put it on two, it now becomes motion and it'll turn on as you move. If you wanted to put a TV here, a lot of people like to where they can close the door and get out the rain. You got 110 plugs here, it'd be your cable. And this is a TV bracket, so you can take the TV off from inside, come and slide it on here. So here on the back side, we have the little outdoor entertainment. You're gonna have an ice box. This one here is gonna be only electric, it won't run on gas. Here, light switch, you're gonna have a light up there, 110 plug, sink, and here is your burner. So you're gonna open it up. Okay, put down the wind brakes. Now underneath, you're gonna have your black gas hose. So you're gonna pull it out, and that will hook up here, okay? Once you put it in, if you notice, you have a valve. You gotta turn that valve on. What that does is once you turn that valve on, you cannot undo that line until you turn the valve off, to make sure you don't have any gas coming through when you don't want. Now on this burner, on this model, it's you can actually light it with the switch. There's no more manual, so you would just push this button, you would turn it, you hear that click, it would light, and you're off and cooking. Here on the back side, you're gonna have a cargo rack. Max on this is gonna be 225, so you don't wanna put anything more than that. You can put ice chests, anything you want. This post goes up to help you tie everything down. Here's where your 50 amps is going to plug up to. So you're going to go here to their pole. Make sure 50 amp. Remember, if you have a 30 amp spot, you can only run one air conditioner. This unit is backup camera prepped. So if you did want one, we can put it on the day you buy, or later on if you decide to put one on, you can do it also. Here's your ladder. 300 pounds on the ladder, and you have a full walkable roof. Here on the back side, on the opposite door side, has a little door. You're gonna open it with your key. This is where you're gonna fill your freshwater tank. So if you're going anywhere dry camping or with no water, you just put your hose here. Once it fills up, you put on your water pump, and I'll show you where that's at on the inside, and now you're up and camping. Right below the freshwater tank where you would fill it, that white pool right here, if you have any water left in your freshwater tank, you'll pull that, and that's what drains the freshwater tank. So here we have.
Wait, hold up.
Can't get it.
Well, I
can get out. Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Here you have the breathers for the back of your ice box. You have one here and one on top. What that is for us to get in there and work. There's nothing in here you need to worry about. This hose here, if you have any water coming out of here, it's okay. That's normal. It's just your ice box defrosting, so you don't have to worry about anything. So on this particular model, you're actually going to have 2 drains. It's going to be up to you how you want to do it. You can make a Y, that way you can have them both dumping, or you can just move one hose to the other. So in the front, you're going to have, this is going to be your black and gray. And then on the back side, you also have another hookup. So this is where your second hookup is going to be right next to your freshwater pool. So you're going to have this one and that one. You got a pool here. And on the front side, you're also going to have another pool, and you're going to have 2 pools inside of the compartment. I'll show you where those at. So on the back side, you have the drain right on the side. There's the pool. On the front drain, your pool is going to be located behind it. That's where that's at. Now straight across, if you look by the tire, you're going to have that red and blue line. That is your low point drain. So if you're going to winterize this camper, you want to make sure you're going to pull those also. That way you don't bust any lines. Here, next to the hot water heater, what we have is this is your furnace exhaust. So this is going to get really hot when you're running your heater. Make sure nothing's in front of it that can melt or anything. Another thing that's very important is the kids love to come here and warm up. This is carbon monoxide, so it's very bad for them. Don't let them get in front of that. Right next to it, we have the hot water heater. Here is your anoid, and this one is out. So you're going to put this one in, you're going to tighten it up. You're going to hook up your water. I'll show you where that's at in a minute. You're going to let it fill up. Pull this, that's your pressure relief, until you got water coming out. Once you got water coming out, you know this is full. So down here, this button here, this on and off, this will be the electric side of your hot water heater. Okay, so if you pull this to check it at any time, you want to make sure this is off because you don't want it dry firing. And this is also gas, so it will run on electric or gas or both, and I will show you on the inside where to put it on. Okay. So here's all your hookups. On top you're going to have a light. In your front compartment you have a little blue hose like this. That will quick connect into here, and you can put a shower or anything you want on this side. That will give you hot and cold water on the outside. On this side is a solar prep, so you can buy a solar panel, you'd plug it in. What that does is keep your battery charged for all the 12-volt system. Right here would be your satellite prep. If you're going to run satellite, you would hook it up here, and then you're going to feed your camper. Here is your battery disconnect. So if you're going to save this camper for a long period of time, you're going to turn this off. What that does is going to kill all the power to your battery, except your propane sniffer that is wired direct. So remember that. I told you in the back you're going to have a black and a gray pool in here. So you're going to have 4 pools total, 2 in here and 1 on each drain. Here's where you're going to hook up your water hose from the city. So you're going to run from them, you're going to hook this up to here, and now you have water running through the camper. This right here is just to winterize your camper. You would put it on, it would suck up the antifreeze, and you're good to go. This here is your hot water heater bypass, in case you have to bypass the hot water heater. So the last one on the bottom here, that's your black tank flusher. Once you're done camping, what you're gonna wanna do is dump your black tank, and then you dump your gray tank after that. We'll wash, most of the big stuff out. And then what you'll do is you'll take your hose from here, you'll hook it up to here, make sure your black pool stays open. When you turn on the hose, there's a wand in the black tank that will spin, and it's going to clean out your black tank really well. In the front compartment here is where your auto leveling is located. For more information on the auto leveling system, please see our video on how to on the auto leveling. So on the opposite door side, in the front, you're going to have a bottle on each side, but on the opposite door side, on the top, this is where your crossover is going to be. So on top here, as you can see, it's on this side that's feeding this bottle. Once this flips to red, that's showing you you're empty. So you're going to close this bottle. You're going to flip this over to the other side, go open your other bottle, and now you have more gas and you're ready to cook. So now here we are inside of the unit. We're in the master bedroom. So first off, here in the closet, you are wash and dry prep. So if you choose to go with one, we can install it, and you have your wash and dryer. Straight across on the wall, this one's going to be a carbon monoxide sensor. So this is going to run off of 9 volts. So you're going to want to check it and make sure you have battery and everything's good. Here's your TV right next to it. On top here is going to be your AC. Oh, open the vent, it will dump more air in here. You close it and it'll push more through the ducts, just like the front. On the wall here is where your thermostat is. That will run the one in the bedroom. Directly underneath is the light switch. Both of the lights underneath the bed are manual. This closet door, very important. When you ready to leave, you want to make sure these are latched closed, because they will slide and they will break. Here in the bathroom, you're gonna have your main light switch. This here, you're gonna have your GFI. So if any of your plugs stop working, you're gonna reset your plugs here. Another very important thing in here, make sure that your glass door for the shower is latched open, because this will also break too if it's not latched. Here in the bunkhouse in the back, you can put a TV here. It's where your hookups would go. Your second AC is here in the bedroom. So you close that vent, it's gonna be the same as the front. You got your two bunks on this side, your bunks and your sofa on this side. This sofa folds out to make a bed, and this one comes down to sleep on. Now I would suggest you pick it up and latch it and ride with it up. That way if it's down, when it bounces a lot of times something will happen. Here, we're gonna have all the entertainment. You got your TV. This right here is gonna be your radio, your CD player, and your DVD player. So it's already hooked up. You're gonna have two zones. You're gonna have zone 1 and zone 2. That's gonna be inside speakers and your outside speakers. When you're watching TV, the sound will only come out the TV. But when you put a movie in, you can't have it come out surround sound. If you did want surround all the time, just get the little 1.8, plug it here, plug it to your TV, have surround sound all the time. This is your fireplace. This is electric. Don't need propane. So you can dim the fire, you can set it, makes it real nice to have in the camper. Here is your freezer and your ice box. You open the freezer door and that's where all your settings are. This is just your on and off button. This here is your auto and gas and your temperature. So remember, if you're gonna be camping, you put on a bottle. If you're plugged in, always have a bottle on. That way when you're running on auto, if the electricity cuts off at the campground you're staying at, it will switch to gas for you, and electric's first. So if it comes back on, it will switch back to electric, so it's not burning your propane. The last button is simply just temperature, from 1 to 5 being the coldest. Here on the stove, you're gonna have your flat top. It just folds backwards. You're just gonna, the way we're gonna work this, you just pick the burner you want. You're gonna turn the spark and it'll light that burner for you. Now the oven, you're still gonna have to do it manual. What you're gonna wanna do is put your lighter on the pilot, press it. You're gonna put this on pilot, press and hold it. Once it lights, you're gonna hold it for 10 seconds, let it purge. And now you can put it on the desired temperature you want. Just make sure you turn this back off. If you leave it on pilot, the pilot light stays lit, burning propane, and you might not be here. On top, you have the microwave. This is gonna run just like the one in your house. Here in your living room slide above the booth, you're gonna have some switches. This here is gonna be the lights that are in your slide. These will be your lights inside the slide, outside. This is your awning that is on the slide, so you can bring that out, and this will be the lights for the LED strip on the awning. Here, this control is gonna be your max air vent. So that's gonna be on top of your stove. If you're cooking, you can turn it on. It will open and the vent will run. You can also turn the fan down, or you can open it without the fan. The good thing about that is it does have a sensor. So if you leave and it's open, when it starts raining, once the water hits the sensor, it will close and you're gonna be safe from the rain. Next to it is gonna be your AC. And this one will also run the furnace. So it's a very easy, the first one is gonna come on. First press will be auto or fan high or low. Probably gonna stay on auto like the majority of us. Next press is gonna be cool, that's your AC. Set your temperature, press it again, that is your furnace. You're gonna have a bottle on and set your temperature. And it's that easy. Coming out the bedroom straight up, that's gonna be your smoke detector. So that's also gonna run off a 9 volt, so you're gonna wanna check it, make sure your battery's good. Straight down here on top of your fuse box, that's gonna be your propane sniffer. So that is wired directly to your battery. Right below it is your fuses and your breaker panel. Everything is labeled. And then this one is all 15s. This little window here, if you see a little red light glowing, when you open it, that's gonna tell you which fuse is burnt. No more guessing. All right, so the little holder right next to the monitor panel, you're gonna have a remote. We're gonna turn it on. From the factory, you're gonna have 4 zeros, that's the code. Okay, now you're ready to go. This first button is the light, that's the front cap light. You can turn it on. You can also level the camper with it. That's your bedroom slide, you can bring them in and out. Kitchen slide, go to next. Now you have your optional slide, your awning, and your main slide. So everything on this camper can be run from this remote. This little switch on top of the control panel, that is just your island lights. That'll turn that on and off. And then here's your control panel. Down here, you'll have all your slides. You have 4 slides. The middle is gonna be the awning over the door. So you'll have, this one will be over the door, the awning in the slide will be the one over the slide. Here is your ceiling lights, your dependent light, which is the other lights on the island, floodlights outside, and step lights. On top, this is your water pump if you're going dry camping. And here is where you're gonna run your hot water heater. So you can turn it on electric, and this would be your gas. And remember, you can run either or both. On top is your levels. Here's your battery. That's your fresh water. Black 1. It has a black 2 on here, but this is just a generic board, so you do not have a black tank 2 on here, a gray, and your galley. So black is the one you're gonna watch. Once it's full, you're gonna wanna dump. So I would just like to say thank you for the purchase of your new Cougar, and welcome to the Primeaux family.